Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana, the season opener of the 1989 National Football League season. It's the Dallas Cowboys against the New Orleans Saints before a sellout crowd. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Verne Lundquist, and welcome to the Superdome. This is a watershed moment in the history of the Dallas franchise. New ownership, a new coaching staff, and for the most part, new players trying to forget a 3-13 season of a year ago. My partner is John Madden, and Jimmy Johnson has talked about it, anticipated this moment, and now is the time he must get it done.
Well, you know, and as you were talking to him before the game, he said the thing that he's going to preach in his pregame talk is patience. We're a young team. We're on the road. We have to have patience today. The thing that impresses me about this team is the enthusiasm of it. I saw it in training camp. I saw it in preseason. Yesterday when we came, we talked to Jimmy Johnson, we talked to Herschel Walker, we talked to other players, and they are excited about the start of this season. It's a funny thing, you know, you talk about Troy Aikman being the starting quarterback, and he's a rookie in his first game. Jimmy Johnson says he's more worried about his defense than the offense.
It strikes me it's an unusual circumstance for Jim Moore and the New Orleans Saints. There is another team playing here today. I don't think they know what to expect this afternoon.
Well, you know, that's the big thing that Jim Moore is worried about. He said that they had a great training camp, didn't do well in preseason, and he hopes his team is better than that. He said, but you know what's tough? When you're playing a team that has a new coach, you can't go back and look at them and see what they did last year. He said, we don't know if what they did in preseason is what they're going to do, if they're hiding something. So what they did is they went back and they looked at University of Miami defensive film to see what they did there. They looked at Dolphin film to see what David Shula, the offensive coordinator, did there to get ready for this game. This is a real unknown for the Saints.
Morton Anderson will kick off as the Cowboys have won the toss, and they will receive. Interesting contrast between how the two teams have fared on day one. The Cowboys with the best record in opening games in NFL history, 22-6-1. At one point, they had won 17 in a row. They lost their last two. The Saints, 4-18 in openers. And they lost last year to San Francisco. They have the worst record in opening day games. Cornell Burbage, number 82, back to return, one of two men deep. And James Dixon, number 86, a free agent who made the roster as a rookie, is also back. The Jimmy Johnson era is underway. How about the kick by Morton Anderson? Joy Aikman, first Dallas rookie quarterback since Roger Staubach came out of the Navy and started in 1969. Up front, Mark Tuinei, Newton, Tom Rafferty, starting his 14th year, Crawford, Kerr, Gogan. The tight end is Steve Folsom. In the backfield, Kevin Scott. Herschel Walker starts at fullback today. The wide receivers, Martin and Irvin. And on passing circumstances, Cornell Burbage and James Dixon will come into the lineup. Aikman had a terrific preseason, capped off by a 306-yard night against Houston last Saturday night. He'll throw on first down. Right side, caught. Michael Irvin with the catch. Robert Massey pushed him out of bounds. Defensively for the Saints, Frank Warren, Jim Wilkes, and James Jumpy Gathers up front. The strength of the team, Jackson Mills, Vaughn Jansen, James Haynes starts for Pat Swilling at linebacker. Massey, Mack, Waymer at free safety, and Gibson in the defensive secondary. And on passing circumstances, Toy Cook and Brett Maxey will enter the defensive lineup. 2nd and 5 from the Cowboy 25. Doesn't get anything. That's Kevin Scott, number 35, signed as a Plan B player off the San Diego roster.
You know, in moving Herschel Walker to fullback, what they did when they run with Kevin Scott, then they have to make Herschel Walker the blocker. That's what happened on that play. I don't think we're going to see a lot of that today.
3rd down, 8. Dallas from the 22. 3 wide receiver set. Burbage is in a slot to the left. Aikman will go out of the shotgun.
Here's the first test of the crowd noise, Verne.
3 seconds on the 45-second clock. Blitz is coming. Aikman across the middle. Caught. First down. Diving grab by Kelvin Martin.
This is a guy, I remember when we went to training camp, Jimmy Johnson telling us of all the players, he's having the best training camp. And you see him running an in pattern here. It was funny, the guy who was on him to cover him came on a blitz. That's a big thing. They get out there like they're going to cover him, and then the ball snap and whack. One thing Aikman is going to see is a lot of blitzing.
First down 10, Dallas. Walker.
Guarantee you this Saint defense is tough against the run, and when you have 34 back in there in offense, you don't have to say, who are we going to key on? Do we key on 34, 35, or who? I guarantee you key on 34.
Preseason, Saints defense held opponents to a 2.8 average. Second down. Split backs. Aikman back, blitz again. Batted back, incomplete. Jim Wilkes, number 94. And that will arouse the crowd.
I'll tell you, you're going to see Wilkes right here. He's the guy that gets the pressure straight up the middle. Now, the reason he gets the pressure is the blitzers behind him. You see the blitzers coming in there? They pick up the blitzers, but they don't pick up the nose tackle. And we don't do that. The quarterback can't do anything because Wilkes is coming straight up the middle, right in his face.
Prevent defense in now for New Orleans. They go to their dime defense. 3rd and 11, Aikman out of the shotgun. 4 wide receiver set. No blitz. Outside rush. Pat Swilling coming and almost got there. Pat Swilling, who just signed a contract this week and was just activated Saturday, and he took an outside rush and was right in Aikman's face.
Hey, those guys are going to get after him. They said it yesterday. Swilling's right here. He's coming from the outside. See, he just is a speed rusher. And he gets that. Now that's the outside. He gets the backside. Ricky Jackson came from the other side. So Aikman started to get away from Swilling and went right into Ricky Jackson.
That brings on Mike Saxon, who had a terrific preseason, a 47.5 average. Derek Shepard waits for it at the 22. Out of the tackle, and then down to 25. Hang time of 4.7 seconds. The Saints defense holds a 47-yard punt. 4 yards on the return. New Orleans has the ball. 12:26 to go, opening quarter. No score. Saints have the ball for the first time. Bobby Hebert, who struggled in his last preseason game, 3 of 14 in the first half. Up front, Dombrowski, Brad Edelman, Joel Hilgenberg gets a start at center over Steve Court, Steve Trapillo, Stan Brock, and the tight end is Greg Scales. Dalton Hilliard and Buford Jordan in the backfield. Martin and Lonzell Hill are the wide receivers, and Floyd Turner and Derek Shepard come in on obvious passing circumstances. Now the Saints will go with a double tight end set to open the game. Hobie Brenner, who has been handicapped with an injury, you see him right there, number 85, is in the lineup. So Hobie Brenner and Greg Scales, a 2 tight end set. Jimmy Johnson said, John, his fear was that the Saints would pound the ball at the Dallas defense.
Well, and they're starting out that way. They got the 2 tight ends and a wing up there.
And the wing is Greg Hayward.
Yeah, that's right. They're starting in a power formation.
See if Hayward comes in motion. He does right now. So they will start with the power. Dalton Hilliard comes right. And he's dropped at the 31 by Ray Horton, number 20. Flag is down. Defensively, Jones, starting his 15th season today, his 209th game. Willie Broughton, not a household name. Noonan and Jeffcoat complete the front 4. Linebackers kind of weak for the Cowboys. Burton Lockhart and Ken Norton gets his first start. In the backfield, Walls, Robert Williams, Ray Horton, a Plan B acquisition, and Vince Albritton. And on passing downs, Ron Francis and Manny Hendricks. You do not see the name of Bill Bates. He has a groin injury and may not play today.
And talking about Ray Horton there, Jimmy Johnson said he thinks of all the off-season moves that they made, getting Ray Horton was the best one.
209th game for Ed Jones. in his 15th season. Both are Cowboy records. First and 15 after a 5-yard penalty against the Saints. Now they go with their regular set. And he picks up 4 out near the 24-yard line. The tackle made by Danny Noonan, number 73. Gene Lockhart was there, and Everson Walls.
Dalton Hilliard is going to get the bulk of the running today. Reuben Mays, you know, the other fine tailback, has an Achilles injury and hasn't played all year. He didn't play any in the preseason, and they put him on IR, so he's out at least for 6 weeks. There he is right there in the blue shirt. So he's on the IR after the cut down, so he can come back again after 6 games.
2nd and 11. 4-man front. Hilliard comes out of the backfield and lines up wide to the right side. Now Lonzel Hill starts in motion. They just did get the play off in time. Pass left side, Hill to the 33. That'll be short of the first down. Vince Albritton, number 36, with the tackle. That
was one of the things Bobby Hebert said yesterday. He said, we don't know exactly what they're going to do on defense, but we know what we're going to do on offense. We're going to move our formation. We're going to give them a lot of movement. And they did on that play. They gave them a shift, and then another shift, and then motion. And so they think that the Cowboys have a young defensive team. They haven't played. They're playing a new system, and they want them to have to make a lot of adjustments.
A year ago, the Saints were terrific on 3rd down. They've got a 3rd and 2 here. Both wide receivers to the left side. Scales tight right. Mo Hill starts in motion. Hebert looks right, throws right. Lonzel Hill. That should be enough for the first down. Out near the 38-yard line. Ron Burton and Gene Lockhart with the tackle. Dave Waymer prowls the sidelines. He has moved from cornerback to free safety this year and says he enjoys it.
You know, one of the other things that bothered the Cowboys is he said that we're not going to be able to get the ball a lot. He said that's why we need patience, because the New Orleans Saint defense, what they'll do is they'll move and dink around a lot. And that's exactly what they do. And there's no one better at dinking than the Saints.
1st and 10, New Orleans, no score. Hilliard, nice run. That's a pickup of 7 out near the 43-yard line. Ken Norton, number 51, with the tackle.
Well, he's running right in there to the left side behind big Jim Dombrowski and Brad Edelman. The guy in the tackle, he has a tight end over on that side. You see, they just area block. Dalton Hilliard, once he gets his shoulder square to the line, then he can go straight ahead or cut right or cut left. That's the first thing a running back wants to do, is get into square, then you have a 3-way go.
2nd down and 3, no score, first quarter, Saints and the Cowboys. Buford Jordan out of the backfield. Hilliard comes running. Poor tackling by the Cowboys secondary. Robert Williams with the tackle, but it's a first down at the Cowboy 31-yard line.
It's the thing, when you watch a Dalton Hilliard, you're going to see a top runner. They crash down on too tall. They outrun both Burton and Lockhart. They get a missed tackle right there, and then Hilliard's down the sideline. That's one of the things that's been haunting the Cowboys the last couple of years on defense. They have not been a good tackling defense.
First down and 10 at the 31. 25-yard gain, no score. Greg Scales, the tight end. This time the tackle is made. I'm going to go back to the point you just made, John. Talking to Jimmy Johnson in practice earlier this week in Dallas, and I said, what's the biggest change or surprise for you? And he said, I was shocked at the inability to tackle, the lack of fundamentals.
I think that's happened in the entire NFL in the last 5 years since they went to all this situation substitution. I think the teams work more on that. Who's playing what down in what situation, and they've gotten away from fundamentals. And I don't think the tackling league-wise is what it used to be. And the Cowboys are one of the teams that are poor tackling teams.
Second down from the 27. Second and 5. They'll try Hilliard again. This time Willie Brown, number 79, who's playing his first game in 2 years today, makes the tackle. Broughton, who played for Jimmy Johnson at the University of Miami, once a 4th-round pick of the Colts, but he was out of football last year. That's a classic case of you go ahead and call us.
Yeah, well,
don't wait for us to call you.
That's what Jimmy Johnson said. He said, we aren't really good on defense, and we have a guy starting who we didn't contact. He called us, and he said, when they start calling you, and then they're starting for you in the league opener, you know where you have to go to work to improve your team.
Third down and 2. Broughton starting where Mark Whalen had been penciled in, but he's on injured reserve. Blitz coming. See if they call it off. No, they don't. Run blitz is there. Buford Jordan bounces off a tackle again. And Ken Norton finally got it, but the missed tackle allows a first down.
Hey, this is something that Jordan does here. Is he helps make the guy miss by making a spin here. You see him, he hits, then he gives him the shoulder, then he gives him the back to hit. And as he turns it, then they bounce off the back. That's a move that Herschel Walker does well. You know, where you give him a little shoulder, and then you switch and you give him the back, and then they bounce off the back of the shoulder pad. You don't give him a lot to tackle.
Buford Jordan is starting in place of Craig Hayward, despite gaining only 16 yards in preseason. They are not happy with last year's #1 draft choice. Motion, Greg Scales jumped, and then Jeffcoat came over and tapped him on the head. Now let's see if the illegal procedure call goes. Nope, it's going to go against Dallas.
Well, Jimmy Johnson said before the game that in his pregame talk,
number 77, defense, first down.
In his pregame talk, he was going to preach patience, and I think this is the time he has to be talking about. You can't panic when this happens to you on the road.
His one major fear he expressed to us was the Saints' probability of pounding at the Cowboys. They've done that.
Yeah, that, and the other one is getting ahead early where his team has to fight uphill.
First down and 5, New Orleans. No score in the game. At the 15, Dalton Hilliard. First and goal at the 9. Vince Albritton, number 36, makes the tackle.
Let's watch a cut here on the clicker. You know, this Dalton Hilliard is one of the best. And he has those big, powerful legs and that low center of gravity. Now watch how he makes the cut here. You see, he sees this. He gets him pursuing that way. Then he cuts right back against the grain. Then he's in the square and take on what you have to. I remember Ronnie Lott telling me something that Dalton Hilliard is the hardest hitting back he's ever tackled.
Mo Hill, second and goal at the 4. Now that was a year ago when the Niners were opening it up. He said Hilliard is the toughest to bring down he faces in the league. Here's the pass play.
Mo Hill is the inside guy. You see the outside guy runs up the field and clears or picks, and Hill runs a short out. I'll tell you, Bobby Hebert, again, you know, we're talking about the Saints being a dink offense. Bobby Hebert is the king of throwing dink passes. I mean, he can do that all day. And when he's hot, he really gets hot.
He's 4 for 4 on this drive. Buford Jordan starts in motion left. Hilliard again. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jim Dombrowski opened it up. That was a precision-like drive
And there was another missed tackle. I think it was Vince Albritton right in the hole, missed the tackle. And of course, Dalton Hilliard had a little to do with that, too.
Morton Anderson for the extra point. Hilliard with 49 yards on the drive. The big play was a 25-yard scamper. Saints lead 7-0. 4:05 to go first quarter. Saints put together an impressive drive. Hilliard gets the touchdown. And it's 7-0 New Orleans with 4:05 to go in the first quarter of play. Morton Anderson getting ready to kick off. Saints scoring drive, 12 plays, 74 yards, took 8:21 off the clock. Hilliard from 4 yards out, and at least 3 missed tackles that we could remember. Hilliard 49 yards, including that 25-yard run.
As you say, I think that drive was a combination of Bobby Hebert being very effective, Hilliard running well, and some poor Cowboy tackles.
Anderson's kick, Burbage again will not be able to return it. The Cowboys start 80 yards out. We go back and look at the touchdown.
Well, here's Hilliard. He's going to run in here. And here's Vince Albritton. He's going to be free. He should make the tackle. So, again, I think this is kind of a play like the whole drive was. You see the move there? That's poor tackling or good running. But he was free. Albritton was free. He wasn't blocked. You got to make that tackle.
I'm going to give you a theory that Johnson advanced to me on Wednesday. He said one reason he thinks that the tackling is so poor has to do with the small squad size and practicing against each other. You can't go full speed.
Yeah, but that's always been true in NFL. I think the big thing is they're practicing situation stuff, but they don't practice fundamentals anymore.
Aikman being chased by Warren. Lets it go, incomplete. Robert Massey, the rookie, knocks it away. Let's get an update now. Back to our headquarters in New York. Here's Brent Musburger. Not a bad start for a guy who just put on the pads.
He says he can't play football.
Herschel Walker. Now the crowd is going to be a factor. Ricky Jackson with the tackle.
Now they are, because the Saints have the lead. Now they can just be rooting on the Saints here. But the test is going to come now on this third down pass, and the Cowboys have been working on a silent count, where Aikman just gets back in the shotgun and signals with his foot when he wants the ball, and Rafferty gives them to him anytime after that.
See if he has to go with the silent crowd count now. Watch his feet. If they go with the silent, there it is. That signals everything is set. Now they look like they're going to try to. Left side, flag is down. Pass is caught, and it's a first down if the play stands. Michael Irvin with the catch.
Hey, that's a way to quiet down that crowd, too. Although they say the penalty is against the Dallas Cowboys.
Offensive pass interference. Almost have to be on Michael Irvin, number 88.
Yeah, he was the guy who caught the ball. Cornell Burbage was also out there to that side, but you can tell it was on Irvin.
Third down.
Because he's arguing. Hey, here we'll look at it. Again, does he push off? Does he put his hands on him and push off?
Oh, brother.
I don't know. That sure doesn't look like much to me. I mean, I can see what he called as he put both hands up there on him. But that is an awfully tight call.
That's picky. 3rd and 19. Watch for the silent count again now. Aikman, if he lifts his right foot. That will indicate, there it is. 6 DBs in. Aikman deep left side. Caught short of the first down. Michael Irvin makes the grab. It'll be a punting circumstance for Dallas.
I'll tell you, that was still a heck of a throw by Aikman in that situation, and a heck of a catch by Irvin. I mean, being able to get that ball out there and then keep both feet in bounds. I'll tell you, Irvin is going to be open today. Watch that catch, and both feet landing in bounds. Even though it's not a first down, that was a big play.
Mike Saxon on the punt for the second time. First one equaled his preseason average. 47 yards. Derek Hebert, the deep man. 7-0. Saints lead. That's a low line drive kick. Hebert should be able to run it back. 35. Pretty good downfield coverage this time by the Cowboys. Ken Norton, number 51, makes the tackle. A 40-yard punt, 7 on the return by Derek Hebert. Saints have the ball and the lead. U.S. Open final, Lindell and Becker follows our game. New Orleans leads at 7-0, 2:46 to go first quarter. Buford Jordan is on the sideline with a hamstring pull, and we are told is questionable to return for the remainder of the game. So Craig Hayward, a slimmed down Ironhead Hayward, is in the lineup.
Yeah, that's what Jim Morris said. He's really been impressed. He said he weighed yesterday. They weighed him in. He weighed in at 250 yesterday, which is pretty good for Ironhead.
He's been up around 270. First down and 10. Saints lead 7-0. Blitz coming. It's a run blitz. And did you see the pile start to go to the right?
That's it. When you have a guy like Hayward in there and he leads, he's in there. It's like having another guard in there. And when he leads in, he starts that pile going backwards, and then Hilliard can just follow him back in there from the I formation.
Brent Fullwood had the run of 73 yards for that Green Bay touchdown. Second down, 8. 2:15 to go first quarter. 7-0. Saints lead. 4-yard touchdown run by Hilliard. Hayward in motion. Walls adjust and follows him out. Hebert. Eric Martin. First down at the 37. Perfect pass. Ray Horton with the tackle. A gain of 21.
Last week in preseason, the fans were booing Bobby Hebert, but I don't think that I've ever seen him sharper than he's been so far in this game. He's thrown to the tight ends, he's thrown to the back, he's thrown to the wide receivers. Here he hits his favorite wide receiver, Eric Martin. This guy caught 85 passes last year and was in the Pro Bowl. Bobby Hebert was saying, I think he's probably going to get more coverage this year, so I'm going to have to go to some of my other guys. That's the first time he went to Martin.
Hebert 5 of 5 for 44 yards. Hayward in motion, double tight end set on first down. Hilliard, nice tackle. Gene Lockhart. Well, John was talking about spreading it out. Let's go back to what Bobby Hebert did a year ago, John.
Well, you know, he does dink a lot, but he dinks a lot to his wide receivers. You see, last year was 187, 45 to his halfback, only 34 to the tight end, and only 18 to the fullback. So you can see that when he does dink, it's mostly wide receivers and the halfback. And, of course, they use a lot of that formation where he has 4 wide receivers in there at one time.
Second down and 10. Final moments of the first quarter. Again, the double tight end set. 7-0. New Orleans leads. Hebert gets rid of it. Eric Martin, 3 men around to tackle. That'll be short of the first down at the 33 and could be the final play of the quarter. Bobby Hebert lost his grandmother, 74 years of age. She died a week ago, and the funeral was the day after the game against Washington. He said he didn't want to use it as an excuse, but he was very close to her, and his mind was very much on her death.
Yeah, he said it was she was like his second mother, and one of the biggest football fans that he ever knew, and said it was very difficult for him.
That's the end of the first quarter in the Superdome, with the New Orleans Saints leading the Dallas Cowboys 7-0. We began quarter number 2 from the Superdome in New Orleans. The Cowboys and New Orleans Saints. The Saints up 7-0 and threatening. They have a third down and 5 at the Cowboy 33. Verne Lundquist and John Madden here at the Superdome. And Bobby Hebert will go with a 4 wide receiver set. The Cowboys counter with 5 defensive backs. See, they showing a blitz look. All bouncing up in the line. Here they come. Bad snap. And Hebert chases it all the way back. It's a 3 ball. Too tall Jones cannot get on it. Or did he? New Orleans ball.
I don't know. That'll be a big play if the Saints do get it, because it was a fouled-up play, but at least by Dalton Hilliard recovering the ball, they get to punt it. Had the Cowboys, of course, gotten the ball, it's their ball right there.
It's a 38-yard loss, John.
I know, it just came out. It didn't look like Hebert was ready for it, like Hilgenberg maybe snapped it before he was supposed to. It was a little to his right, but he should catch that. Too tall wind for it, couldn't get it. Dalton Hilliard gets it, and the Saints get a break in the ability to be able to punt.
George Winslow is the new punter. He replaces Brian Hansen. Hasn't kicked in a couple of years. He kicked 5 games for Cleveland 2 years ago. Too much time. And that'll cost him 5 more. Winslow was gesturing at his center.
Delay of game. Offense. 5 yards. 4th down.
Joel Hilgenberg, and there was some kind of a mix-up. I don't know what happened.
Well, Hilgenberg's going through a tough time. It was Hilgenberg that snapped the bad one to Hebert. Hilgenberg is still maybe in shock. The punter's saying, come on, give me the ball already. Give me the ball.
This time, bad snap again. No pressure. Winslow's back and punts it a line drive kick. And now, the chorus that resounds will not be of a positive nature. And they're not holding up those little signs that say boo and yay this time.
You know, Joel Hilgenberg is one of the best snappers in the league, too. That's one of the ways he made this team originally.
Now, Hilgenberg looks at Winslow, but they don't speak as he walked off.
Of course, the punter doesn't have a lot to say on a football team anyway, especially a punter who's there for his first year. You talk about a bad day for a center. I mean, the center's just some poor old lunch bucket guy. He gives a bad one to Hilliard, and then he doesn't snap one to the punter, then he snaps another bad one to the punter. That usually doesn't happen in a season.
12 yards on the punt. Cowboys at the 36. And the blitz is coming again. Cross to Herschel Walker. Goes left, gets by Vaughn Johnson, but the Saints do a good job of stringing the play out defensively. James Haynes makes the tackle.
Yeah, the Saints always do a good job of stringing things out defensively. They don't have a lot of great stars. You look at the Saints, and you don't know who their stars are. They don't have a big name, but they play collectively as a team as well as anyone. And I think that's a real tribute to their coach, Jim Mora. I think Mora and his staff are one of the better staffs in the NFL.
1 year ago on a Monday night game here, Herschel Walker gained 124 yards against the Saints. He's got 2 yards on 3 carries now. Aikman, play fake. Into the flat. Walker drops the ball. It will be a catch. And he fumbles it out of bounds for a loss of a yard at the 36.
Tell you one thing, that's what they want to do. The Cowboys are talking about getting the ball to Herschel Walker in the open field.
There's the noise meter in the lower left, and of course, indoors in the dome, the crowd becomes a factor here. That's a decibel meter, and we'll try and track how loud the crowd noise gets. They're liable to. Now the timeout has been called.
They could on this play. A 3rd down from a shotgun is when the home team's going to make the noise. But I think that they modified that rule, and I think they've told the referees to ease up on it a little. You know, you don't have to go like you're the elementary school principal to these fans.
Well, whatever the conversation was, it was private. It'll not be shared. It'll be 3rd and 10. Cowboys trail 7-0. Only touchdown, a 4-yard run by Dalton Hilliard. Now we are told they're looking at the replay.
Yeah, remember the last play was that one to Herschel Walker where Ricky Jackson was on him, and whether he caught the ball or not. It was only for about a yard or so anyway. I don't think it would make that much difference in the position. It'll make a little difference in the stats.
Now this is one I might have skipped. Just let it slide on through.
Well, let's see it. Here's Herschel Walker right here at the bottom of the screen.
Backwards, out of bounds. Ball starts on a snap.
See what they're saying is he caught it, fumbled it, and then it went backwards. So it's not where they caught it, where the whistle blew. Then it would go backwards where it was out of bounds.
There's the decibel meter in the lower left-hand side. And, of course, you all, I think by now, know about the new rule that has been modified to a degree. The silent count by Aikman. 5-man rush. Flag down. Catch made by Cornell Burbage, but there should be holding against the Cowboys. This is Howard Rowe, the referee.
Oh, it's against the Saints, so the Cowboys didn't get a first down, but defensive holding is an automatic first down.
Defense, illegal use of hands, number 94, first down.
That came right in the area where you expect holding, which is why I was so quick with the erroneous call.
Well, it's going to be right there, right in the middle. You see on Rafferty right there. You see him going around. I don't know what they're calling there. I don't see it yet. Huh. I didn't see it.
There's Jim Wilkes.
Well, that's who they called it on, Wilkes. And unless when he put his hand up there initially, he grabbed a face mask or something. In the replay, I sure didn't see any holding. It's a good call for the Cowboys. They have to like it.
Darrell Johnston, the rookie running back, second-round draft choice, is in with Walker in the backfield now. Aikman hands it off to Walker. Gets outside. Gets by Wilkes and Johnson and James Haynes, but doesn't gain a lot. Go back to that thought you had in the first Cowboy series. Who do you key on? You key on Herschel.
You key on Herschel, and it's funny how, you know, opening day jitters, the Saints started out well, and then they've just been self-destructing. You know, they had those bad punts, they had the bad snaps, and then on defense they stop them on a third down play and have a holding that gives them a first down. They were playing awfully well, and then they're starting to dig holes for themselves.
Second down 9, Dallas at the New Orleans 30. Blitz coming again. Aikman behind his intended receiver, Kevin Scott, and Scott took a belt in the back by Antonio Gibson. Pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9.
You know, one thing about Troy Aikman that has impressed me is the way he carries himself, only being a rookie, but that he's played this preseason and he has yet to throw an interception. So I think that's a big thing with a Cowboy team. You got a young team. You don't want to hurt yourself. Now this, if he's going to throw an interception, this is a type of area where a young quarterback will usually do it.
Watch for the blitz again. Houston blitzed Aikman almost every down. Here it comes. Aikman, right side. On the money drop. Should have been caught. Cornell Burbage incomplete. Robert Massey might have stripped Burbage of the ball.
Good coverage by Robert Massey, number 40 there. He was the Saints' second-round draft choice, a rookie starting his first regular season game. Good coverage, good cut on the ball. He got his right hand in there. You see, he's got his right hand, boom, and just whacked that thing out of there.
Now Roger Ruzak, who was the hero of the game Saturday night, a 55-yarder. That made amends for 3 that he had missed in that game, and Mike Saxon will hold. Saxon has never held before this year, and he's not too happy about it. 48-yard fake. Saxon back to throw. Ruzak. Flag is down, and so is Ruzak. I'm going to guess we've got ineligible lineman downfield.
Yeah, because that wasn't an organized fake, and that's exactly what you had. He didn't get the ball down. He didn't get the ball down because there was no one going out for a pass. The lineman reacted to it, and they went downfield. As you say, that wasn't an organized fake field goal. That was a bad snap or hold, or they didn't have that thing worked out and decided to run with it.
Pass interference on the offense. Number 66, decline, first down.
Kevin Gogan. Now Mike Saxon is having to talk to Jimmy Johnson. There's the man who interfered on the pass, 300-pounder Kevin Gogan. And New Orleans does not suffer as a result of the 38-yard loss on a bad snap and a 12-yard punt. 7-0. Saints have the ball. Sellout crowd at the Superdome in New Orleans. Mike Saxon, who has never held before this year, didn't hold on that play.
I know, he looked like he kind of panicked here because the snap is okay. He's getting it down. He looks like he doesn't know what. Look like he has his hand in there. You're supposed to hold the ball with your finger. He left his hand down there. Had Bruce kicked it, he would have kicked him in the hand. And then this play looks like a punter throwing to a kicker. It's nothing. It's an air ball play, those guys. Did you see that? He put the ball down and left his hand there.
I've got an explanation. I asked him on the field before the game, had he ever held before? He said no, only in practice at San Diego State, and the guy was a left footer. Maybe that's what he had in mind.
Well, he looked like he was going to pass it instead of hold it. You hold it with the tip of your finger, not the side of your hand.
An air ball play, huh?
Yeah, whole thing is shut it.
Out to the 31. San Francisco over Indianapolis 10-3 in the second quarter. Season opener this afternoon. Rams lead Atlanta 10-7. Greg Bell had a 3-yard touchdown run. Esiason hit a touchdown pass. Cincinnati leads Detroit over Phoenix in the second quarter. High score 7-0. It's second down and 6.
I'll tell you, look at that 49ers score. And all the teams I've seen in the preseason, the 49ers were still the best.
Second down, 6. 12-19 to go. 7-0. Saints lead. Sean Smith is coming to defensive tackle for the Cowboys. And they went right at Sean Smith. He's a young man who played collegiately at Grambling and started for the Bears last year, number 67 for the Cowboys, and then was cut, picked up on waivers by Dallas. He replaced Richard Dent. Now Sean Smith leaves the lineup. There's Ron Burton, number 57.
I think Ron Burton, as we just see him leaving, I think he's fighting for his life as a starting linebacker there. The Cowboys keep bringing guys in. They just brought in Jack Del Rio this week, bringing guys in to try and beat out Ron Burton.
3rd and 5. 4 wide receiver set for Bobby Hebert, who's not been incomplete yet in the ballgame. Blitz from the outside, pass, caught. That should be enough for the first down. Floyd Turner, number 88, one of the draft choices to make the ball club this year. Number 6th round pick out of Northwest Louisiana made the catch.
And you know the guy that probably feels the best about it is that guy right there, 61, Joel Hilgenberg. He has those, the last time he had those snap problems, and it's just like anything. If you're a center or you're a player, you want to get back out there and get it straight and not have to sit there and live with it. The poor guy had those bad snaps, the problem. Now he got his shotgun, he got the snap, now he can settle down again.
Play fake, Hebert back. Lobs it across the middle, incomplete. That's a should have been caught. Greg Scales, that's his first incompletion.
I think Greg Scales is really the third tight end that the Saints would have to be playing. John Tice
Makes a tackle behind the line of Sean Smith, and then runs into Jack Del Rio, who started his career here in New Orleans, played here for 2 years, then with the Kansas City Chiefs. In trying to assess his defensive talent yesterday, Jimmy Johnson said, I don't want to demean any of my players, but I got Jack Del Rio here who may start for me, and he couldn't make Kansas City's 60-man roster.
Well, you know, sometimes you have success with players like that. I mean, there are players that have been cut by other teams that are successful. There are also players that were never drafted that are successful, like Everson Wall. He wasn't drafted. He's a Pro Bowl player.
3rd and 6. Hebert across the middle, big hit. But that again might be enough to move the chain. That's a first down. Eric Martin makes the catch.
Hebert's coming coming over to the sideline to complain about something. He's talking to his coaches. He left the huddle and came over, and I'm not sure if it's the shotgun or the snap or what the problem is, because he's been close to perfect. He only had that one drop pass. I don't know what he's talking about, because after the play, he ran right over and talked to his coaches.
1st and 10, 9:10 to go, first half. Play fake, Hebert. Chased, shovels it. In the grass, Brule. He'll be down at the 40-yard line. Jim Jeffcoat and his arms wrapped around Bobby Hebert. Jimmy Johnson, who said he was going to preach patience.
I don't know if he can keep it himself. I'll tell you, watch Jeffcoat coming right there, 77. Dalton Hilliard couldn't block him at all. He flushes him out. Now Hebert was just getting rid of that ball, so they're going to say that he was in the grasp, and rightly so.
2nd down and 18. There's Jim Mora. Carl Smith is the offensive coordinator for the Saints, and may have been that Hebert was asking now a timeout call.
Yeah, he wants to get something straightened out. You know, he's really hitting his wide receivers. He's 7 for 7 to his wide receivers so far.
8:40 to go, first half. Saints up by 7. Thus far, it's been a New Orleans kind of game. Bobby Hebert 8 for 9 for 62 yards. Dalton Hilliard has a touchdown among the 59 yards he has rushed for, and the Saint defense has held the Cowboys to nothing on the ground so far. Things, I think, have gone pretty much like New Orleans would want.
I think so, especially in that first quarter. I mean, they were darn near perfect on defense and offense. Then the wheels started to get a little loose for him there for a while in the second quarter, and I think they let Dallas get back. I mean, they really had the Cowboys down. They had everything going, and then with those bad snaps and stuff in that area, I think gave the Cowboys a chance again.
This is about as good as we've seen Bobby Hebert in a couple of years.
Yeah, if Bobby Hebert can stay away from these long yardage situations, he's very, very efficient.
2nd and 18 here, lobs it out to Hilliard. Hilliard does a little elusive maneuver and goes by Jack Del Rio at the 46 to pick up 4 additional yards. And that'll leave a 3rd down at 9.
You know, and I'll tell you the other thing that Bobby Hebert is getting today, he's getting very good pass protection. If the Cowboys don't blitz, they really can't get there. And if you give Bobby Hebert time, he can really pick you apart with that short passing game.
3rd down and 9. 7-0. Saints lead, 4 wide receiver set again. 2 left, 2 right. 8-man front for the Cowboys. They send only 4. Flag down. Derek Shepard, the intended receiver. Hebert is talking a lot with Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator.
After almost every play, he's running over there to talk to Carl Smith. I think on that play there, it looked like he was trying to draw the penalty. He just threw that up to Derek Shepard. Robert Williams was there. 23 is Williams. Shepard is a 4th wide receiver running it up. It's pretty good coverage. Now, the way you can draw a penalty is throwing it a little short or having that receiver stop. Johnny Unitas was a master at that. Get you going deep, get everyone running, and then throwing it short, because you can get completions that way, and you also draw a lot of pass interference.
That's a 1st down 10. 3rd Dallas penalty for 39 yards. 7:49 to go in the first half. 7-0 New Orleans. High formation, 2 wide receivers to the right side. Hilliard goes by Robert Williams. And Jack Del Rio, number 55. makes the stop. Del Rio was a third-round draft choice here 4 years ago.
Just watch Robert Williams here. First you get a penalty. Now they're going to sweep. And there you see a big 250-pound guy coming at you. You got to come up and take him on, and then Hilliard is going to get in. Williams does a good job. You know, you always think of these corners being cover guys, but they also have to do this. This isn't any fun. Get up there and take on that big 250-pound fullback and force the play back inside.
Double tight end and second down and 10. Hilliard searching, goes right, doesn't find anything. Too tall. Jones, number 72, makes the tackle. What a marvel he is. Number 1 draft choice in 1974, playing today in his 209th consecutive game. Except for the 1 year he took off to become a boxer, he's never missed a game because of injury.
Well, and you know the other thing that's amazing about him is 15 years. He's the oldest starter in the NFL, but he's a player out of the old mold. You know, the player that plays every down. I mean, he doesn't come in there just on short yardage or just on pass rushes. Ed Too Tall Jones plays every down of defensive football and always has.
3rd and 9 from the shotgun. Hebert, perfect. Derek Shepard breaks another tackle. This one by Robert Williams, and that's a first down for the Saints inside the 20, a 14-yard gain.
The second play to Derek Shepard, he's the one that they got the pass interference. Now he comes back and hits him on a slant. Look, he's just looking out left. Crap, he hits Shepard in there. Shepard, once he gets the ball, is a very good runner. In fact, that's why the Saints picked him up as a punt returner. Had Brett Perryman not gotten hurt, I don't even think Shepard would even be playing as a wide receiver.
There's Derek Shepard. Brett Perryman is on the inactive list because of an injury. Left side, back to Eric Martin. And he spilled the 13-yard line. Pick.
Well, that's the thing. He's always going to have someone short. Even if he's going to throw deeper, he always has a short outlet. That time it was Eric Martin.
There's Carl Smith, the offensive coordinator. Jim Mora looks on.
The thing I like about Carl Smith, he has a headset, but he doesn't put it on when he's calling plays. So when a guy has a headset and it's not on, you know that the thoughts coming out of there are coming out of his own head, not someone else's. Because when he has a headset, then the thought comes in your ear and then in your head and out your mouth. If you don't have a headset on, it just comes out your mouth.
Second down and 4. Hilliard goes right. Martin tries to provide a block, and Hilliard is down at the 10-yard line. Vince Albritton, number 36, makes the tackle. Albritton, now in his 6th year, had been battling Bill Bates for the starting spot all summer. And look at the pass distribution, John, thus far.
Well, you know, we said the Saints throw to their wide receivers 9 to 9, 1 out of 1 to running back. They've thrown 2 to the tight ends, and Bobby Hebert is as close to perfect as you can be.
3rd and 1, Saints just inside the 10. 4:44 to go. Jim Mora looks on now in his 4th year as the head coach. New Orleans has had control of the ball almost the entire first half. No flags. Williams, great second effort. Somehow kept his feet.
You know, it has to be in those legs. Watch him from the waist down. I mean, this guy is not a big guy. He's about 205 pounds, but he is very, very explosive and very, very powerful. And the thing he does, you see that? He never stops his feet. You take an average back, and when they get hit, like when they get hit here for the first time, their feet will stop. Watch Hilliard, he never, ever stops his feet until he's completely down.
And because of that superb effort from Dalton Hilliard, the Saints have a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Dalton Hilliard is one of the better players in this league, and if you have to pick an underrated, I think over the years has been one of the most underrated. In fact, for a big part of the time, wasn't even a starter when Reuben Mays is here.
64 yards now for Dalton Hilliard in the first half. He's got the only touchdown thus far. 3:53 to go before halftime. 1st down goal. Steelers in motion. Denzel Hill.
They watch Bobby Hebert here, Verne. He brings that ball back, puts it up by his ear, and throws it like a slingshot. You know, he doesn't take a lot of time and a lot of motion. He gets it up, he sees Mo Hill right there, and hits him right on the goal line.
New Orleans has had the ball for 21 minutes and 7 seconds so far.
And that's why the other team needs patience. When you're on that other sideline, it seems like a day and a half.
No. And so on the 17th play of this drive, Jim Mora's Saints will try and get it in.
I think that's one thing. I'd probably give it to Hilliard again. Watch the difference here. Watch at the contact here, how Ironhead Hayward stops his feet. You see his feet back here? He didn't have his feet driving. And if you don't have your feet driving, you don't have any power.
Player down for the Cowboys. And time has been called. They'll check on the injured player. We'll get an identity, but time has been called. Willie Broughton was the injured player for the Cowboys. He walked off by himself. This will be the 17th play of this drive. Already it has consumed 10:24. The touchdown drive in the first quarter took 8 minutes and 21 seconds and 12 plays. Third and goal. Hayward. Still no indication. Yes, touchdown. Appears to be injured. 8-year man from Missouri, the left guard.
Well, he's right in there where they're going to be running, because they're running straight up the middle. That's just a big pile of guys. You know, what the argument is there, the Cowboys didn't think that the ball broke the plane. Remember, it's where the football is. You can't see it from there. They thought that they got Ironhead Hayward going backwards.
Jimmy Johnson looks on as they continue to tend to Brad Edelman.
There's so many things happen down there in the goal line because you tighten up your 11 and they tighten up their 11 and you have 22 guys all in a bunch. And stuff is coming down from legs and bodies and everything falling on you in there. See all those legs and how that whole thing gets tangled up in there where a lot of people get knee and ankle injuries.
Edelman will limp off. And he is assisted by the medical staff of the Saints. Kevin Haverdick, a rookie, will move over to that spot when they get back on scrimmage. But 10 minutes and 53 seconds and a 73-yard drive by the Saints to go up 13-0, and now Morton Anderson on to try the extra point. Brad Edelman works on the injury on the sideline. 2:04 to go before halftime, and later today, join us for the men's final of the U.S. Open Tennis Championship. Yvonne Lendl against Boris Becker. That's coming up later today on CBS Sports. Lendl, a little bit of a struggle with Agassi yesterday before he won, and Becker, of course, Steffi Graf outlasted Martina Navratilova yesterday.
Yeah, I watch those tennis players and wonder how you can stay out there that long and play that well with all that pressure that's on them. I think tennis players are amazing athletes. That you know, to be out there in that concentration, and then to see them do things, and you just wonder. You watch it, you wonder how the heck do they do that? I mean, how does a Wendell do those things that he does? How does a Becker do those things?
Who would you pick as the best athletes by sport? You got one?
It depends on what they're doing. It depends on what they're doing. Like if you took, for example, Mike Tyson and you took Jordan.
Right.
Yeah, well, if you play basketball, Jordan's the best player. He'd make Tyson look like a fool. If you play boxing, I'll guarantee you Tyson would make Jordan look like a fool. Same thing with Herschel Walker. We were talking to him last night. He still believes, and it's not a come on or anything, Herschel Walker still believes that if he trained, that he could fight Mike Tyson. He believes that.
I think I got him yesterday, though, John. I asked him if he had ever skied. He thought I meant water skiing, and he said yes. I said, no, Herschel, we're talking snow skiing. He's going to try it. Out across the 20, and that'll be the 2-minute warning as the tackle is made by Walter Johnson. Willie Broughton, by the way, a jammed neck for the Cowboys, but good news, he will be back. We don't have a report on Brad Edelman. A doubleheader for you on CBS. Out of the shotgun, Aikman. Cowboys have 1 first down, and they've only had the ball for a little over 4 minutes in the first half. Aikman drills it. Kevin Scott makes the catch at the 30-yard line. And it's the no-huddle offense. Dave Waymer with the tackle. 2nd down and 2, 1:39 remaining. Incomplete.
This is the thing that impresses me about Aikman is he knows, in fact, he said last night, he's going to get rushed and he's going to get blitzed and he's going to get every kind of blitz there is until he proves that he can hang in there and complete the passes. And once he starts hurting teams that do it to him, then they're going to pull off and start mixing up. But right now, the thing to do when you play the Cowboys is go after them.
3rd down and 2, 1:29 to go. Cowboys with 0 yards rushing so far. They won't have any on this possession. Aikman having to scramble. Howard Rowe got in his way. Aikman is down at the 6. Toy Cook. And the referee might have pulled a muscle in his left leg.
I think the other thing, I think the referee ought to get half of an assist here. Watch Aikman as he gets back. He runs right into the referee there. He has to adjust to the referee, and just that little bump, that let Toy Cook make the tackle. And I think you're right. I think the referee does pull a ham. You see him grab that left leg up? Either that or that was his motion to get out of the way.
23-yard loss. And time has been called by New Orleans on 4th and 25 as Mike Saxon will have to punt from the end zone. .106 to go in the first half. Saints lead 14-0. 66 seconds to go in the first half. Mike Saxon on the punt. On 4th and 25 with that 23-yard loss, the Cowboys total offense in the first half now is 23 yards.
And I think this puts the Saints in a good position here to really put pressure on the punt clock.
Running into the punter, but there is no flag. And Derek Shepard has it. Here we go. One man to beat. Touchdown.
especially you want to put a big rush when he's punting out of his own end zone. He kicked the ball. It looked like he did run into the punter there. They didn't call anything.
Morton Anderson to try to make it 21-0. He's done it. Hebert, 56-yard punt return for a TD.
This is exactly why the Saints picked him up, not as a wide receiver. They got him from the Redskins as a punt returner. That's what they want him to do. And I'll tell you, this guy knows how to do it. That's the way, when you take a punt return, you don't spend a lot of time running right and left. Watch him. He knows what to do. Get the ball and take it straight up the middle.
Derek Hebert. Warren got Saxon out of the way, and after a 49-yard punt, a 56-yard return. How ironic that yesterday Jim Mora was talking about Derek Hebert and said, oh, he's a guy. Yeah, he's just a guy.
He was talking about as a guy, as a receiver. He really didn't want to use him as a receiver. He said, yeah, he's just a guy, but he's also a punt returner. That's the only reason he's here. I think Jim Moore is pleasantly surprised today with Derek Hebert. Jimmy Johnson looks like he's in shock with Derek Hebert.
Last time the Saints had a punt return for a touchdown, a year ago, Mel Gray ran one back 66 yards against Denver, but that is only the third time in New Orleans history that they've had a punt return for a touchdown. Derek Hebert gets it from 56 yards out.
That's why they're so excited here. We got that meter there. You see that meter? Boom! It went pinned all the way to the back. They've only seen 3 of them in their life here. The third one.
To the 22, 45 seconds to go before halftime. Walter Johnson makes the tackle.
This is a big load coming down on a kickoff coverage. It looks like guys just get out of his way. There he has good contact. That's a load on load there. But he got off his load and put it on the ball carrier.
Burbage, incidentally, is down at the 23-yard line, injured after he was hit by Walter Johnson. Time has been called. Returner from Kentucky.
Looked like it was a shoulder injury they were working on, working on up there under his shoulder pad.
Derek Hebert with that 56-yard return probably earned a spot on this roster with a punt return against the Redskins a week ago Friday night. Here's Herschel Walker, the pass complete. Aikman calls time. And he'll trot over to talk with David Shula, the offensive coordinator.
You know, the other day, Ricky Jackson, the linebacker from the Saints, was saying that, he says, I don't know what's going to happen at halftime. He said, but I'll guarantee you, if we're ahead, that Jimmy Johnson is going to be in there throwing everything, including blackboards. Jimmy Johnson was an assistant at Pittsburgh when Ricky Jackson played there. And he said, I'll guarantee you, he said, he's going to throw blackboards. He said he may even throw some of the guys out of the locker room and into the parking lot.
You think this isn't a country of opportunity? 23 years ago, this weekend, Jimmy Johnson was beginning his career as an assistant coach for the Picayune, Mississippi Maroon Pride football team. They went 0-10 that year. And today he becomes officially the second coach in the history of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yesterday, when we were talking to him in his room, the Miami-Wisconsin game was on. It was 34-3, and he said, just think, if I weren't here, I'd be there. And they'd say Jimmy Johnson's piling it on again.
First and 10, Dallas. They trail 21-0. Aikman, Scott Ankrum, a 12th round draft choice out of TCU, couldn't hang on. The guy that
came in there was Robert Massey to make that play. I think for a rookie, Massey is playing very well. I mean, he's been on coverage all day, and he seems to be wherever the ball's thrown, he seems to make good breaks on the ball and be able to get his hand up there, too.
That's the third pass he's broken up in the first half. Massey, second-round pick out of North Carolina Central. Second down and 10. 25 seconds to go before halftime.
Massey looks as confident as a rookie as Aikman does.
No blitz. Intercepted. Oh, dropped. Waymer had it. And then Gibson had a chance, but Dave Waymer drew a bead on that ball.
Waymer's still on the ground. He can't believe it. He really loves moving from the corner to the free safety. The Saints don't get a lot of interceptions, and they think that this may be one of the moves that will get him more interceptions.
13-10 at the half. 49ers lead Indianapolis. Atlanta over the Rams, 14-10. Don't forget, Brent and Herb will have highlights and bring you up to date on all the scores just a few moments from now. Across the middle, caught by Kevin Scott. Wayner makes the tackle. And the Cowboys use another timeout with 9 seconds to go. Jim Mora now in his 4th season. Well, college football. Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Rome over to the left-hand side. He's the quarterback coach. He had been signed by Tom Landry before the ownership change of the Cowboys took place, and then was retained when Jimmy Johnson came in.
Troy Aikman said that it's that guy, Jerry Rome, that has helped him as much as anything, because one thing when you come in as a rookie quarterback, usually there's a veteran quarterback there that you can kind of follow and copy. Troy Aikman didn't have that. I mean, he has Walsh here, who is also a rookie. He said, but the guy who has been that for him is Jerry Rome. That he was a veteran quarterback. He's the guy that has been in the league. He's the guy that has played. He's the guy that understands the player. And he said the good thing is he's not competing for my job.
4th down and 3. 9 seconds to go in the first half. It's 21, and the Dallas Cowboys nothing.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by your Toyota dealer. Whatever car or truck you choose, you'll love the quality. Who could ask for anything more? Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive. And by United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies.
21 put together one drive of 12 plays, another drive of 17 plays, and a punt return by Derek Shepard to 56 yards. Those of us around the country who wanted to see Troy Aikman haven't been able to see much of him.
Well, and I think the Saints had a lot to do with that on both sides of the ball. The offense has been very proficient to the Saints. They've just kept the ball away. They look like they're too quick for the Dallas defense. It looks like they're hitting them before Dallas can get their hands up. So they've had the ball like 23 minutes and some. The Cowboys have only had the ball a little over 6 minutes. So it was another thing. The defense can't stop the Saints offense, so then they can't get the ball for Aikman. And then when they do get it, then boom, they come with the big pressure on Aikman, and then it's 3 downs and out.
You know, Bobby Hebert told us yesterday afternoon he thought that one of the keys for the Saints offense would be their adjusting. I don't think they've had to adjust much so far.
Either that or they have adjusted extremely well, because they didn't know what they were going to expect from these Cowboys, and then they were going to see it and then adjust. And they, especially in that first quarter, they were as close to perfect as you can be.
So the Saints are up 21-0 over the Dallas Cowboys as we get set for the third quarter of play. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue. Second time in as many years the Dallas Cowboys have played in the Superdome in New Orleans. This time not faring as well as they did a year ago, as they have been dominated, John, in almost every category.
Well, of course, that first one, they just haven't had the ball. And then when they get it, they would just give it back so quickly. And you could see, I think, that the Saints were almost perfect, especially in that first quarter.
23 minutes and 20 seconds. Most of that consumed in 2 touchdown drives, one of 12 plays and the other of 17. Troy Aikman hit 7 of 16 in the first half for a modest 60 yards. But as John said, the Cowboys on offense for only 6 minutes.
Well, and the other thing, if you're going to have your quarterback do some work, I think the running game has to go. And Herschel Walker hasn't made any yards either. And I'm not saying that's Herschel Walker. I mean, the blocking hasn't been there. The Saint defense has been a swarming and very effective defense. And that guy, 89 there, Shepard, he hits him for a punt return for a touchdown. So the Saints in that first half were very, very efficient football team.
Jim Mora, Jimmy Johnson, two head coaches as we get set for the start of quarter number 3.
You know, one thing they call Jimmy Johnson is Mr. Positive, and I think this is a big test of Mr. Positive. It's easy to be positive when things are going well. It's easy to be positive when you're winning 21-0. And this is a test of positive. When you're down 21-0 on the road, you're going to find out if you can maintain that.
Roger Ruzek will kick off for the Cowboys. Derek Shepard, one of 2 deep men now. Paul Frazier is the other for the New Orleans Saints.
I think maybe right now they would want to keep that ball away from Derek Shepard.
Frazier is to the left. See if they kick it to him. This will be Frazier at the 12-yard line. Out to the 26-yard line. Tackle is made by James Dixon, number 86, and Scott Ankrum, number 81. And Bobby Hebert, who had a superb first half, 12 of 13, 97 yards, no touchdowns, but also no interceptions. And he comes back on.
Hey, you know, we were talking about that dink offense or that short offense. Most of his passes will be under 10 yards, throwing right and left. Most of them will also be to wide receivers. And when he is doing that and he's hot, when you let him get in a rhythm, he's almost impossible to stop. Today, he's in a rhythm.
First and 10, New Orleans. Hilliard, same play they opened the game on. And Gene Lockhart gets him up around the helmet. There's also a flag down. Howard Rowe, the official, the referee. Holding New Orleans.
Howard Rowe, the referee there, had half a sack in the first half. Here's what I was talking about Bobby Hebert. If you look, these are the deep ones. These are over 15 yards. You see, he only threw one, and that was 1 for 1 for 21 yards. Now, here's where he does his work. Look, under 15 yards to the left, 4 for 4, the middle, 2 for 3, and the right, 5 for 5. He not only keeps it in that 10-yard thing, but he spreads it around right, left, and middle.
First down and 20 after the holding penalty. Saints operate from their own 16-yard line. Inside again, this time Hilliard is rather Craig Hayward. The fullback is tripped up.
And Danny Noonan got in there before the play got started. You'll see Noonan right here. He's going to get penetration. Now watch him. When the ball snapped, he's going to get penetration, beat the center's block, and get Hayward before he can get to the line of scrimmage.
Saw that Willie Broughton is back in the lineup as well. He had the jam neck for the Cowboys in the first half. So they operate with Too Tall Jones, Willie Broughton, Noonan, and Jeffcoat as their front four. Second down and 20. Buford Jordan out with a hamstring. Craig Hayward in the line. Hand off Hilliard, goes left. Gets by Noonan, and then is spilled as he gets to the 22-yard line. Gene Lockhart made the tackle.
You know, the tough thing, when you're ahead 21-0 and you go in at halftime, it's tough for a coach to keep his team excited. And it's tough to keep that same intensity going in the second half or bringing it out of the locker room the second half that you brought out at the start of the game.
Third down conversion so far, Saints 7 of 8. See if that happens now to the Saints. If they kind of fall flat, they haven't looked that crisp early on. 4 wide receivers in. Third down and 14. That's Floyd Turner, number 88, followed by Emerson. Hebert deep right side, and wide open. Lonzel Hill turned Albritton around. First down. 21-yard gain.
Vince Albritton's having a long day too. But I'll tell you, that thing all started with pass protection. If you give Bobby Hebert a chance like this, and he can get 4 wide receivers, you see 3 of them working on this side, a good pattern there, working to the outside to Hill. I'll tell you, that is something he can get all day if you give him time to do it.
5 catches for 46 yards for Lonzel Hill. First down and 10. Double tight end set. Hilliard pounds at left guard. And he picks up 5 out to the 48-yard line. Danny Noonan, number 73.
And I think this is where the Cowboys were worried, about being hit on that inside, where you just, just pound the ball at you. And I think that Jimmy Johnson was worried about that pounding the ball at him inside.
Johnson said, I can promise you one thing. Next year when we go to the draft, we will draft defensively.
Yeah, I think that, he's trying to get some. In fact, he's still up for a Steve Pallure trade. The Cowboys feel that will be made this week. So that'll give them more draft choices for next year.
Hilliard darts to the outside on 2nd and 5 and is down at the Cowboy 49. Just to amplify on that, Johnson said that Pallure, who had an agent whom he fired, they thought they had a deal worked out with Atlanta, but the new agent said no. And now Jimmy said they're talking to 2 teams, neither of which is Atlanta, about a deal for Pallure. He thinks it'll be done this week.
And that'll finally get that thing over, because he's already made his decision that Aikman's going to be his starting quarterback. Steve Walsh will be the backup quarterback, and then the veteran will be Babe Laufenberg.
3rd down and 3. Saints are 8 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. Blitz. Hebert behind Hilliard, incomplete. And George Winslow will come on to punt.
And I think that's the thing that the Saints have to do. They have to, the Cowboys have to do. They have to start putting pressure, get Hebert out of rhythm.
So the Saints will punt. Kelvin Martin goes deep. George Winslow, who stood back there and waved at footballs on a couple of plays. First he had to urge Hilgenberg to punt the ball, and Hilgenberg never did, and then the snap sailed over his head, and he punted it 12 yards. This time they get it done. Not a very good punt, though. Kelvin Martin at the 16. Out to the 23-yard line, and the Cowboys trailing 21-0. Will try and get some kind of sustained drive going against the New Orleans defense that has been outstanding so far. Yes, Cowboys get the ball back now at the 23-yard line. First down.
One of the bad things that happened during that timeout or on that last play, it looked like Derek Shepard, who had the big punt return, injured his knee.
Shepard being helped on the bench. Dallas with 0 yards rushing thus far in the ball game, and they trail by 21. Aikman will throw on first down. Deep for Thornton. Chandler, incomplete. Number 89, Chandler, who has been handicapped with a fractured hand. Tampa Bay continues to lead Green Bay. Roger Craig, by the way, scored for the 49ers to extend their lead. Cincinnati over Chicago is 7-0 third quarter. Tampa Bay leading Green Bay. Jerry Jones, the new owner, he's on the sideline early. Wanted to get down there before Tom Benson, the Saints got.
Well, I talked to him about that, because I always had the feeling that owners really shouldn't be in the sideline. I said the test will be if you're there when you lose.
So far he is. Herschel Walker was hit near the sideline. Take a look at the blitz on Troy Aikman.
Yeah, this is the type of thing that they're going to do. You see, they bring the strong side linebacker and the strong safety. The strong safety, Antonio Gibson, was a guy who didn't get blocked. They picked up Ricky Jackson, but they don't pick up the other one. See it coming from the right-hand side. Antonio Gibson is free. At least Aikman saw it and was able to dump the ball to Walker.
Herschel has 3 receptions for 18 yards. It's 3rd down and 5. And again, see if that silent count comes into effect. Yep, there it is. Now Rafferty will snap when he wants to. Left side, incomplete. Troy Cook knocked it away from Kelvin Martin, who's arguing for an interference call.
That's one thing about that silent count. It'll stop the crowd, but it really does give the offensive line a disadvantage. Because as you say, Aikman moves his leg, Rafferty looks through and can snap the ball anytime after that. But the offensive linemen don't know. So they lose the advantage of knowing the snap count.
Mike Saxon on the punt for the 4th time, and Lonzel Hill has replaced Derek Shepard as the punt returner now. Shepard on the bench with that knee injury, and the 56-yard punt return for a touchdown toward the end of the first half. Not a good punt by Saxon. Gets a good Cowboy bounce. Hill picks it up and scoots out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So the Cowboy defense did manage to hold New Orleans, but the offense couldn't move, and now the Saints get it back after a 46-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Season opener on CBS, a sellout crowd for Game 1 of the 1989 season. The Cowboys against the New Orleans Saints, and the Saints have put together 2 long drives for first-half touchdowns and a 56-yard punt return by Derek Shepard. They lead at 21-zip, and James Jumpy Gathers showing a little bit of pain on the sideline. Bobby Hebert near perfect, 13 of 15, pops it left side, tipped by Ray Horton, and it's incomplete. NFL update. Let's go back to our New York studios. Here's Brent Musburger. One of those, Brent. I think the Rams are going to play well this year.
I'll tell you, this has to be one of the toughest divisions in the NFL, if not the toughest, with the 49ers, who I think are the best team right now, the Rams, and I don't think you can rule out this New Orleans Saints team. Don't count them out before they get to playing some middle and end of the season.
Hayward fights through a couple of arm tackles and is out near the 39-yard line. Vince Albritton finally made the stop on Ironhead. This is a New Orleans team, John, that 2 years ago had this entire region excited with a 12-3 record. And last year they slumped and missed the playoffs on the tiebreaker.
Well, here's where they get the blocking. See, this is a zone type of blocking. The center, the right guard, the right tackle, they all step out in zone. Whoever, they pick up who's ever there. And then they just get the push, and Hayward comes in behind them. Say, that Stan Brock is doing a fine job today, the right tackle. 10-year veteran. He's blocking against Ed Too Tall Jones. He was saying that when he was a kid, he used to watch the Cowboys and watch Too Tall Jones. And he said then he was a rookie. In one of his first games, he played against Too Tall Jones. And he said, now, here I am the 10th year, and I'm still playing against Too Tall. And he said he has great respect for him. He said, because here's a guy who is a football player out of the old mold, who plays there, plays every down, and always plays at one level. He said, anytime I play against Too Tall, I know my work's cut out for me.
Stan Brock is coming off of a knee injury that cost him the last half of the 1988 season, and is playing quite well. First down and 10. Saints lead it by 21. Craig Hayward comes right and is down at the 43-yard line. Talk about ball control. Again, I'm reminded of it because the Saints are starting to pound again here. That last Dallas possession lasted 29 seconds.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it is hard to have patience to stand over there and see the other team keep the ball. Then you finally get it. You not only want to do something, but you want to do something quickly.
Possessions today, the Cowboys' longest, 2 minutes and 34 seconds. The Saints' shortest, 4:06. Second down and 6, 21-0 with 8:29 to go, third quarter. Lonzel Hill starts in motion. Quick flip left side. Nice play. Another first down to Orleans. Eric Martin, number 84.
That's an interesting play. It's a one-man screen where you get a blocker out there in front. Now what? Here's who the blocker is. He's come in motion from here. They're going to throw the screen to Eric Martin. He'll back up. Mo Hill comes up here, he becomes the lead blocker for him. Usually it's a guard or a center out there. But see how Hill comes in motion, boom, he's a blocker right there. He gets the block that breaks Eric Martin. You don't see a wide receiver being a screen blocker for another wide receiver.
They have the reverse to Lonzel Hill. He's chased by Jeffcoat, and Hebert puts a heck of a block on Jeffcoat, but then the play is run out of bounds. How about Bobby Hebert?
Bobby Hebert can be 19 for 20 today, but this is the one he's going to brag about.
He may have just made the Madden team.
I know it. This block could. This is the type of thing. Any quarterback can pass. Any of them can run. Watch that play. Boom! Right there. He picks off Jeffcoat. That was a heck of a block.
You know what? He's now second team All Madden at least. You got to give him consideration.
Yeah, the guy's in there. I mean, the guy on opening day comes out and blocks big old defensive ends. That's one thing about this thing. On the play before, they have a wide receiver as a lead blocker. The next play, a quarterback is a lead blocker.
Second down, 18. Dalton Hilliard, Ken Norton makes the tackle. So third and long after the loss. Norton getting his first start. Former number 2 draft pick out of UCLA, who was on injured reserve last year. And of course, it's Ken Norton Jr. His dad is the heavyweight boxing champ for a while. 6'2", 236. Third and 19.
His dad, I remember when his dad beat Muhammad Ali. I was down there in San Diego, broke his jaw on that fight. Wonder why. Nice guy too, Ken Norton Sr.
Paul Frazier splits out as a wide receiver because they only have 3 available now with Shepard's injury. Here's Hebert. He's got some room, but not quite enough. He'll be down short of the first down at the 47-yard line by Vince Albrecht.
That was quite a series for Bobby Hebert. That was the most physical series that a lot of quarterbacks will go through when they're not sacked. You go, you get a block on Jeffcoat, and then you become a runner, and you just walk off and you shrug and you say, what the heck?
Yeah, that's what they pay me for.
Yeah.
Nothing to it.
21-0 at home. That's fun.
George Winslow on to punt. Kelvin Martin back to return. 21-zip, 6 minutes to go, third quarter. New Orleans on top. Martin with a fair catch. Knocked back. Good downfield coverage by the Saints. Terrific play downfield. Brett Maxey, who grew up and played his high school ball in Dallas, Texas, as a fan of the Cowboys. There are many elements to the kicking game. John Madden's going to take us through one.
Well, here's the snap. Joel Hilgenberg first. It's just like throwing the ball between your legs. But look how he has to follow through. You see, you just can't stop. You bring those hands all the way through and up, and that gets the velocity on the ball. Then at the other end, watch Maxey here. He has to get down there, get that ball before he steps on the end zone. The whole thing starts with a good snap, then a good punt, and then good coverage.
And as a result of all that, the Cowboys have the ball at their own 4-yard line. We have 5:44 to go in the third quarter, and the Cowboys have had the ball for 7 minutes and 9 seconds.
They've only had 3 first downs the entire game.
Now, after a long timeout, the officials have called a timeout. 49ers up by 9, 23-14.
Wonder if they looked at that punt again and thought that maybe the ball had gone into the end zone. Because that was the last play. And remember, instant replay can be reviewed until the next ball is snapped.
Well, they're not going to tell us again. I don't mean to be sarcastic here, but why couldn't they have had that conversation during the timeout?
Maybe they just saw the replay.
Okay.
After the timeout.
We'll give them the benefit of it. First down and 10. Oh, brother, Ricky Jackson. Flags are down as well.
I'll tell you, Ricky Jackson came from that outside on a blitz. He was coming all the way, and he wasn't blocked. And I'll tell you, unless he jumped offside, watch him come. I mean, he's the outside guy here. Boom, he comes here, whap, down there.
Defense, number 57.
Yeah.
First down.
No wonder he got there so quickly. He was the guy that was offside. But I'll tell you, did he zero in on that ball carrier? Watch this hit. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon. When you talk about hitting with your helmet, your face, your head, your shoulder pads, your upper body, all your parts, Ricky Jackson did it then.
1st and 5 for Dallas. Herschel Walker, he can't get anything going. How about the gang tackling of the Saints? There are 4 bodies around the ball. Led by Jim Wilkes, number 94.
You know, that's the thing that the Saints have always done so well, is they'll get 8 men up, 8 men involved in stopping the run where there's always one free. They play gaps very well. They're a very disciplined team, and the biggest thing, they're a swarming team.
Herschel Walker, 5 yards on 5 carries. 2nd down and 3. 21-0. New Orleans leads. Blitz threatened by Dave Waymer. He's coming. Drop snap. Aikman picks it up. Lobs it out. It's dropped by Michael Irvin. Stripped by Robert Massey. It'll be 3rd down. And right now for an update, let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York. Barry Sanders with a touchdown, and earlier Deion Sanders for Atlanta. Here, Troy Aikman, in his first start, has struggled in the face of this New Orleans defense. 3rd and 3. Cowboys trailing by 21 from their own 10-yard line. Draw play out of the shotgun. Herschel Walker fights for the yardage, and Dallas will sustain the drive. Dave Waymer and Robert Massey.
You know, we talked to Herschel Walker last night. I know that he was thinking of a game that was going to be a lot more exciting than this game, or he was thinking of having a lot more yards than 29 total yards, because I had never seen Herschel Walker so excited and so animated as he was when the Cowboys arrived in town last night.
Only the 4th Dallas first down. Aikman, right side, deep. Nice pass. Oh, what a dandy pass. Delvin Martin with the catch, number 83.
That is a pass that has to be a touch pass, because that's against that double zone, and he has to throw it not only to Kelvin Martin, but between 2 defenders. See the short defender, then see the deep defender coming over. He has to throw it over the short guy, but get it there before Waymer gets there. So he threw it over Massey, and again before Waymer.
Gain of 24 yards, first down at the 41, 3:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Walker, flag down. Walker is tackled at the 48.
Herschel Walker's working on having more moves.
Holding down. You know, he's also lighter this year, John.
Yeah, he's 8 pounds lighter. They told him that he couldn't lose weight because he's so muscular. He said anytime.
Holding, number 35, offense, 1st down.
Kevin Scott.
That was Kevin Scott, who was the lead blocker on that play. But he said anytime someone tells him he can't do something, he wants to do it. He said he had no reason except that they said that he couldn't lose weight. He was 222, so he went and lost 8 pounds. And he says he feels quicker and faster, but he won't find out today how he can hold up to a whole lot of hitting.
49ers still lead 23-21. First down and 20. Aikman pops it across the middle. Darrell Johnston, the 2nd-round draft pick out of Syracuse, the fullback. And the ball is out to the 40. That was Steve Folsom, the tight end. Beg your pardon. Number 85 instead of 48.
That had become a position in the Cowboys that has really been forgotten, is that tight end position. You know, they've been throwing more to their backs over the past few years than wide receivers. And since Doug Crosby had a few years back, they haven't used the tight end much.
Second down and 6. Walker, trouble. Waymer comes flying over the top to put the period to that defensive effort. You had an interesting thought, though, John. A lot of teams are succeeding these days without noticeable tight ends.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, the thing that seems to be extinct in this league are top tight ends and top inside linebackers. And I think this is one of the reasons is they go out on passing downs. I mean, the tight end goes out, and the way football's played today, it's like this formation here. They come in and they have 4 wide receivers. They spread it out, and in that formation, there's no place for a tight end.
3rd and 5. Cowboys trail 21-0. Herschel Walker can't hang on. 4th down.
That was a great pass by Aikman, though. A perfect pass. There were 4 Saint defenders there, and he got it through all those guys and into Herschel Walker's hand. Herschel Walker has to catch this pass. But look at this defense. Boom, right there, they're surrounded by 4 guys. He gets it into them, and the Saints knock it out. Most coaches would say, don't throw that pass into a crowd, but maybe if you're Troy Aikman, you can do it.
Mike Saxon will punt deep to Lonzel Hill. 1:26 to go. In quarter number 3, New Orleans up 21-0. Fine punt this time by Saxon. Hill at the 8. Second man down gets him. The second man is Darrell Johnston, the fullback. Saints get it back with 1:15 to go, 3rd quarter, and they are up 21-0. On CBS, that last Dallas drive, 7 plays, most they put together in a single drive today, 42 yards, most they've had in a single drive, and 4 minutes and 29 seconds, longest they've had it, but they come up empty. And now the Saints have it back at their own 11-yard line. 21-0. Jim Dombrowski playing with a fractured right thumb at left tackle. Lonzel Hill in motion. Handoff to Dalton Hilliard in trouble. Comes back, gets by too tall Jones, and then is tackled back at the line of scrimmage by Everson Walls, number 24. There's Dombrowski.
You know, it's an interesting thing. You see his right thumb there in a cast. He had surgery on that just a week ago. And he tore a tendon in his right thumb, and they had to operate, put it back together. And then he's going to have to play with that cast on there for a month. And I'll tell you, he threw Jim Jeffcoat today. And I think with or without the cast, Dombrowski has done an excellent job out there.
Second down and 10, 35 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Double tight end set. Dalton Hilliard. Craig Hayward, beg your pardon. And the tackle made by Willie Brown, number 79. That should be the final play of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 3rd and 9 when we begin quarter number 4. 21-0 at the current time. That's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score. The New Orleans Saints 21, the Dallas Cowboys 0. We now pause for a word from your local station. This final quarter from the Superdome in New Orleans with 66,700 on hand. The Cowboys and New Orleans Saints, and the Saints lead at 21-0 as we begin quarter number 4. Verne Lundquist along with John Madden. Ironhead Hayward alongside Bobby Hebert on 3rd down and 9 from the 12-yard line. Hebert, little pressure, tip. Incomplete. Dropped by Ron Francis, and a flag is down. And now Francis apparently did have control of the ball. Let's see.
I don't think so, Verne. I think they're saying no because it looked like the ball hit the turf. I'm sure it's one that they'll look at, although there is a penalty on the play, too. But I don't think Francis has an interception.
No. Penalty, Dallas.
That had to be defensive holding that was before the ball was thrown.
Illegal contact, number 24, defense, first down.
So that was against Everson Walls, and that would have been contact after the 5-yard area. So that was what the penalty was on, and then Ron Francis didn't catch that interception, so that run after that really didn't mean anything anyway.
That gives the Saints a first down at their own 17-yard line. 21-0. Saints lead it. A free agent running back from Northwest Louisiana State, Bobby Hebert's alma mater. He was the leading ground gainer for the Saints in preseason.
Yeah, if you look at Paul Frazier, as you said, he was a free agent, but he looks a lot like Dalton Hilliard. Look at that. I mean, he has that same body type, those same powerful legs, and as Jim Morris says, I hope this guy is what I think he's going to be. In training camp, he's done everything. He runs, he blocks, he catches, he has great cuts and movements, and we didn't have to give anything to get him.
Second down, 2. Martin in motion. 21. Saints lead. Frazier and Too Tall Jones. There's a 15-year bet against a free agent running back out of Northwest Louisiana State.
I know what they're going to tell him when they watch that. Hey, if you're going to go inside, you got to stay inside.
Eric Martin, the injured receiver for the Saints. They already have Brett Perryman on the inactive list, and Derek Shepard injured earlier.
We're going to see it here. He's out there blocking. I think his own player rolls right up behind in the back of his ankles. That was his own player blocking against the Dallas player. Then his own player rolled, so he got a double roll. He was in blocking, and then the block from behind is what got him.
Derek Shepard, who has a 56-yard return for a punt and touchdown, is already injured, and so also is Brett Perryman. Time has been called. We'll be right back. Thus far in the ballgame, Bobby Hebert 14 of 17, near perfect for 126 yards. The rushing yardage all for New Orleans, only 9 for the Cowboys. And Dallas hasn't helped themselves. 1 turnover, a muff field goal, 5 penalties, and 4 drop passes. And one other quick note of a historical nature. The Cowboys have never been shut out on opening day, and the Saints have never shut anybody out on opening day. So either one of those things could happen.
Yeah, and I think the big thing here, though, is the dominance of the Saints line. I mean, all those things happen, those figures happen, Bobby Hebert and so on, but I think the Saint defensive line of that front group has dominated the Cowboys front line, and I think offensively, the Saint offensive line has dominated that Cowboy defense, and I think what we see is the score 21-0 as a result of that.
It has been 21-0 since the first half. Here is Eric Martin, the injured wide receiver, 85 catches in a Pro Bowl a year ago. And here's how it happened once again. Ken Norton trying to block, rolls back. And then Hobie Brenner rolls right into Eric Martin, and that is what caused the injury. So we'll get a report from the bench quickly. Out of LSU, he and Lonzel Hill have been standouts for the Saints in the last 2 years particularly.
One of the better possession receivers in football and one of Bobby Hebert's favorite targets. I think that Bobby Hebert will really feel the effect of this because you always have to have one receiver that you feel confident. When I need something, I can go to this guy. And that's what Eric Martin is to the Saints.
Boyd Turner has come in now. Third down and 3. Danny Noonan on the bench with an injury for the Cowboys.
and he was trying to throw up the field. Watch, he's going to come back. Now he's going to throw straight there. Watch Lockhart right there. Lockhart hits him just as he throws the ball.
Flag down as well. Roughing the passer, I think, is the call.
Maybe Lockhart hit him just after he threw the ball.
Here's Howard Rowe.
But that's tough when you're getting a rush up the middle and you're trying to throw in the middle.
Personal foul, number 56, 15 yards, first down.
Lockhart got thrown out of the game last week for fighting on an extra point. The interesting thing is that the referee, John, threw Lockhart out of the game, but he did so only after Jimmy Johnson had told him, "I didn't like it, go to the locker room, you're done for the day." So Johnson kicked him out of the game, and then the official came over and said, "You're out of here."
Yeah, that's such a tough thing, though. I mean, not that last week, but, you know, coming up the middle, you're free, you're right there. The guy is stepping into you, and you have to pull up. I don't know that there's any way you can.
First down after the 15-yard penalty. First down for the Saints, and they lead at 21-0. Turner in motion. Dalton Hilliard for a yard. Dean Hamill, number 60, acquired just a couple of weeks ago from the Washington Redskins. Boy, you look at that Cowboy defensive line now. You got Tutal and Jeffco, but how about the guys in the middle? Hamill and Willie Broughton.
Well, and that's where they also picked up Sean Smith from the Chicago Bears. I think Jimmy Johnson knows that that's a weak area for him, knows that he needs someone there, and he's just going to keep looking at people.
Second down, 9, 12, 15 to go. Blitz. Hebert. On the money. Is it caught or incomplete? No, incomplete. Robert Williams defending. Incomplete pass.
That was Floyd Turner, the rookie wide receiver. He's a 6th-round draft choice. Bobby Hebert throws the slant as well as he throws any pass. And we see that. It looked like the ball was on the ground even before it came out at the end.
Well, we'll take another look at it while the officials confer.
Well, there he has it.
Now they are saying completed pass. One official said no. Eric Martin, left knee injury, heading for the locker room. I'm sure this is going to be a case for replay.
I think they're going to review that and see, because there's 3 things you can look at. Was it a completed pass? Was it not a completed pass? Or was it a completed pass and a fumble?
So Bobby Hebert will come over to the near side, confer with Carl Smith.
Ruling is a catch. After further review, play stands.
17-yard gain. And a first down at the 33-yard line. Owner's still there.
Tell you, it's a tough deal. You know, it's a lot of fun to own a club, I'm sure, when you win, and when you don't win, and when you lose at 21-0.
Dalton Hilliard, Vince Albritton. First down play down inside the 30-yard line. 11:04 to go.
Yeah, I was talking about how the offensive line of the Saints have really dominated this defense of the Cowboys. And they've done it a lot with quickness. You know, I mean, if you just look like here, it looks like the whole Saint team is, boom, they're just quicker to the punch. You know, I mean, they got the thing, they're up on them. Look at, there's 3 guys in front there. They got the Cowboys kind of sitting, kind of waiting, kind of going backwards, kind of missing tackles, all those things that happen bad to a defense.
Second down and 4, and the Saints will either call timeout or, yeah, they'll have to call timeout. The 45-second clock was down to 3 seconds. So New Orleans calls time. They stop the clock with 10:26 to go in the ball game. They're very much in control in the opening game of the 1989 season. Injuries today, Manny Hendricks and Danny Newman on the bench for the Cowboys. New Orleans has really been humbled, particularly a wide receiver where Derek Shepard and Eric Martin are both out. So also Brad Edelman and Buford Jordan. Second down and 4 now. Saints. Hobie Brenner lines up tight to the right side. Cowboys threaten the blitz. And they're coming. Handoff. Paul Frazier scoops to the outside. And is knocked out of bounds at the 12-yard line.
Hey, Jim Mora was right, Verne, when he was telling us that this Paul Frazier looks a lot like Dalton Hilliard. He really does. I mean, he has the same motions, the same abilities. He makes a nice cut, look inside, and then boom, back to the outside, and then as soon as you can, get squared up again. Got tripped up a little, or that could have been a little more interesting there at the end. Maybe he could have had one cut left.
That's a gain of 16 for the free agent running back. Rushing yardage 129 for the Saints and 9 yards for the Cowboys. 10-19 to go. First down at the 12. Officially. Frazier again. And stops the clock inside the 5 at the 4.
Did you see that frustration there by Frazier at the end? He wants his first regular season NFL touchdown. You want that. If you're a rookie free agent, you're happy when you make a team. And I'll tell you, you're ecstatic, if that's the word, when you score your first touchdown. Here, look, he was looking for one cut, but there were 5 white jerseys, and he couldn't make that one more cut.
Paul Frazier had a year of eligibility left had he chosen it, but he opted to declare himself for the draft this year out of Northwest Louisiana. No one took him. And the Saints signed him as a free agent. They had known about it. Here's Frazier again. Offside. Fights for it, doesn't get it. It'll be third down. Albritton and Horton make the tackle.
I tell you, it was a great effort there. Had he gotten down on that last move, I think he could have had a touchdown. Watch him here. Good block there on Jeffcoat. That makes the hole. Good push here. Now look, when he spins here, if he got down lower right now and got underneath that, I think he could have gotten in the end zone. That's easy for an old fat tackle up in the booth to say. What some fancy fleet-footed running back is doing.
No, formerly old fat tackle, not anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, you got there, the guy makes 4 great moves, and if you said if he made a 50, he would have had a touchdown.
Well, it's first and goal. Let's see if they get the ball here. That play got all snafu from the start, and Frazier was going to get the ball. Ball start, offside. What do we got?
I like this Frazier. Ruben Mays is probably thinking, geez, they put Dalton Hilliard in there, and then they put in Paul Frazier. This would have been a nice day to play. Again, I think the Dalton Hilliard thing, I think, is a fine running back. I think Paul Frazier is going to be a good running back, but I still think when you do that, the credit goes to the blocker.
First down.
Those guys up front are Dombrowski, Jeff Walker, who's in there right now, Joel Hilgenberg, Steve Trapillo, and Stan Brock. First and goal now from the 6.
The poor guy that just got the penalty there is a rookie, number 70 right there. His name is Haberdink. See him, he's a big old guy too. He's playing in there in the short yardage thing now. He just got a little jumpy down in the goal line.
First and goal for 6. A jumping Haberdink. Agree.
Tell you one thing, that time it wasn't Haberdink. Haberdink jumped the time before. That time Haberdink stayed in his stance.
That's a non-jumping Haberdink.
Yeah, bodies were flying all around Haberdink, and he stayed there.
Number 70. Watch him. Keep his poise.
He's there in the middle. 70's Haberdink. Right there. He's right there, man. There's nothing going to make old Haberdink move.
Offside, number 72, defense, first down.
Haberdink stayed, too tall move.
I'll tell you one thing when a guy realizes that it's going to be a penalty, and he had the last one. He's not going to move this time. Watch those two guys. Anything can be going on around them, but Aberdeen saying, I'm staying here, and I'm keeping me a tight end here, too.
That's a 9-0 Aberdeen. Left side, Frazier to the 1. Aberdeen moved that time. So did the rest of the offensive line.
Yeah, I think they're going to just keep giving this ball to Frazier until he gets it in. Look at this. He knows where he's going. He's watching that hole all the way. Gets the ball deep. Squares up. Lets them flow that way. Then tries to cut back against the grain.
2nd and goal from the 1. See if Frazier gets it again. Yes. Touchdown. His first as a pro. That ball goes on the mantle.
On this thing, and he finally got it in there. We see what he does here first again. He stretches the defense, get them, then make your cutback. I'll tell you, he's a powerful guy. That was Gene Lockhart. Gene Lockhart had him there, and he was able to get through.
Buford Jordan gives him a pat on the head. Paul Frazier's touchdown makes it a 28-0 ball game. Those of you leaving us will be kept up to date on the score of our game.
Have just lost to Tampa Bay, and the Saints looked impressive. As for the Dallas Cowboys, they'll try to regroup in Atlanta next Sunday. Now, Indianapolis, so that one very much alive, 23-17. Let's send you to Tim Brandt and Dan Jiggets.
Backup linebacker. He picked off a Saint down there that had to be blocking from behind or clipping. He had number 53.
Block, number 53 on the receiving team. First down.
That's who it was, Randy Shannon, who made it out of Miami. Saints scoring drive, 13 plays this time, 89 yards. That is the 3rd very long drive they put together.
You know, that's the type of offense that the Saints are. They're a ball possession. Every year they're going to be the top of the league in that time of possession. Then the swarming defense, and you know, and just pick you and run and wear you down, that type of thing. Look at this. This is amazing.
40 minutes to 11 and a half minutes. That is astounding. Out of the shotgun with 7.5 to go. The quarter's half over. The Cowboys get the ball for the first time. And Aikman is down at the 3-yard line. Frank Warren, or Wayne Martin it was, number 93 instead of 73.
Yeah, that's Wayne Martin. The reason I get so excited here, not only because of the sack, but Wayne Martin was the #1 draft choice for the Saints. Last couple of years, they hadn't done real well in that area, so they're really hoping to get a pass rusher from that guy.
Aikman from his end zone across the middle, caught at the 10. Update on the injury to Eric Martin. We are told now from the New Orleans bench that he has a bruised fibula. The x-rays on that bone are negative, but he will not return to the ballgame. But it may not be as bad as they had thought initially. Eric Martin, bruised fibula. 3rd down, 11. Ricky Jackson coming. Ball almost tipped and picked off by Vaughn Johnson, number 53.
I think Vaughn Johnson was reading touchdown there, Verne. I think he took his eyes off it a little, not to see if there was someone there to tackle, but he was looking up and he was in the end zone.
Hey, look at his hands.
You wonder what the heck.
Hands, don't leave me now.
Yeah. What do you think? Well, look at it. There's 53 out there. Sees a break. Gets a good jump on it. Looked like he just took his eyes off for a minute. to see what the end zone looked like.
Saxon will punt. Lonzel Hill waits for it at the 47. That's a poor punt. Hill is down. His knee touches the 49-yard line. So the Saints get it back after Darrell Johnston makes the tackle on Mo Hill. That's a 44-yard punt and 4 on the return.
You know, one thing I'm glad about in this game, though, Verne, is we got to start here in the Superdome with that new noise rule that didn't make any sense, and we haven't had any incidents there. And I think that it's something that has been modified, and as the season goes along, I think the officials aren't going to be as strict on it, and I hope it's the type of thing that just goes away.
Interesting, Jim Finks told us yesterday, we asked him how he liked the new rule. He said, I think it stinks, and we voted for it.
Yeah, and maybe the secret is for the home team to get way ahead 28-0, then everyone is in a nice spirit, very happy, nice people. Not as nice when you're behind 28-0.
First down and 10. Hebert incomplete, intended for Turner. Jack Del Rio is going to be flagged. He or Lockhart, one or the other. Floyd Turner, the sixth-round draft pick from Northwest Louisiana. There's a Northwest Louisiana flavor to this ball club. That's where Hebert went to school. So did Turner. So did Frazier.
Pass interference. Defense, number 55, first down.
Bobby Hebert was bragging about that yesterday. He says we have as many guys now as LSU. Bobby Hebert, for whatever he is a competitor. I mean, this guy is all over the field. He's arguing with his own players. He runs over to talk to the coach. He runs up and yells at the officials for a pass interference. This guy does it all. He plays it, he coaches it, and he officiates it.
And today he's done it extremely well, 16 of 19.
I used to try and do that as a coach, Verne. It didn't always work. I always tried to coach it and officiate it.
Hand off to Frazier on the sweep to the right.
This guy, you talk about a guy all Madden. Here's the type of guy I like. The guy who comes in, no one drafts him, had a year of eligibility, says he's coming out, still no one takes him. But this guy, you can see he has good speed, he has good quickness, he has good moves, and I like a little smile on your face when you're having fun. This is still a game. This isn't war out there.
That's a gain of 17. 49ers lead 30-17 in the fourth quarter. Our score is 28-0 with 5:40 to go. First down and 10. Frazier. Oh, big hole. Lot of room. Another first down. I detect some arm waving on the part of the Cowboys. I don't see a lot of.
Well, it started out, they didn't tackle well early, and they're still not. What's your right guard? Jeff Walker's going to pull out there, the left guard. And he got in a block there. See 78 right there? And he got in a block there, right there. It would have been a touchdown.
That's a gain of 12 and 65 yards for Frazier now. 5:34 to go in the ball game. 9 yards rushing for Dallas, 171 for New Orleans.
Well, Frazier already has 65 yards.
All of that in this quarter. Draw play. Breaks 2 tackles. Stiff arm, fumble. Ball is free. Still free. No one can get it. I think the Saints finally got it back.
I think Floyd Turner ended up with it. There's a flag. I think there was a fight on. I think Floyd Turner did end up with it, his fellow rookie. Number 88. The other Northwestern player.
We got offsetting personal fouls, defense, and offense. Right here.
That's still a stupid penalty. They just don't talk about it as much as they used to.
New rule now, they don't give the names.
Yeah. Here he's all right now. Now He probably should have turned up there and just taken a loss. Now, again, that's easy for me to say. But he gets the fumble, tries to recover, kicks it out. Now watch, 88 is going to jump in there. Right there, Norton had it, comes out of him. Now watch the play there. Turner makes it there. Now he finally gets it and jumps on it. That's what I'm saying. Fellow rookie recovers it for him. Fellow rookie from the same college.
That may not be the lead, but that's a candidate for the football Pollies. 2nd and 27. 4:58 to go in the ball game. 28-0. Hayward up the middle. Another fumble. Let's go for it again. Nobody can hang on to it. Who got it? It's like that old game they used to play with a greased pig at the county fair. Cowboys get it.
Well, Frazier fumbles on one play, then Craig Hayward comes in and fumbles on this one. He has a hole there. Tell you, he's making a move there, makes a nice move, started to protect the ball, then took it out, and the ball was just knocked out of his hands by Vince Albritton. Albritton came in and shot that right hand and knocked it right out of his hand.
Everson Walls thought he had it, couldn't hang on. Lonzell Hill has it right there.
Anything that is shaped in the form of a spheroid is hard to pick up.
Now the crowd decides to exercise its lungs just to see if they can affect the play.
They want to see what they can register in the meter.
Aikman hit as he lets it go. Incomplete. Oh, did he take a shot from Jim Wilkes?
That's a tough one because the quarterback, again, can't be in a protective mode. He has to step up. Watch him. He has to step and throw. And as he's stepping and throwing, he's stepping right into Jim Wilkes, the rush.
2nd down and 10, 4:37 to go. That's caught by Kevin Scott, and he gets a gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Under pressure this afternoon.
That's why they pay him $11 million. He's been sacked twice, hurried 8 times, knocked down 3 times, had 4 batted balls. That's a long first game for a rookie.
3rd and 6. Kelvin Martin. That is not going to be enough for the first down, I don't believe. Wayne Martin put the pressure on Aikman. See where they spot this ball and if it is a first down.
Well, they had 3 of them there chasing Aikman on that play. He's just running for his life now. And I go back to the same thing. It's the dominance of the lines. It's the rush of the Saints, and it's the blocking of the Saints offense that won this game.
Again, the Saints have never shut anybody out on opening day, and the Cowboys have never been shut out on opening day. The Rams win. Phoenix leading Detroit in the 4th quarter.
It was interesting. Jim Mora didn't work his team as hard this summer in training camp, and he was hoping that it gets 2 things for him. One is a fresher start, but more important than that will be a strong finish. He felt that he beat his guys up too much, worked them too hard, and in the second half of the season, they just didn't have anything left in their body. So whatever the approach, it sure looks like it's working this first game of the season.
Well, the Saints got off to that 7-1 start last year, then lost back-to-back games, came back and won a couple, then lost 3 of their last 4 games, and wound up knocked out of the playoffs because they lost a tiebreaker. They finished 10-6. It was a first down. Here's a screen pass. Herschel Walker gets by Brett Maxey. And then Maxey catches up and...
Yeah, we were were talking last night to Herschel Walker and to Jimmy Johnson. They were thinking that Herschel should probably touch the ball about 30 times. But look here, see the time of possession, the thing that goes with that is you don't have the ball many times. They only had the ball 40 times. The Saints have had it 63. So then after the game you say, well, why didn't they give it to Herschel more? Why didn't they pass more? Why didn't they get it to this guy? When you only have it 40 times, you have to divide all your players into 40. You would like to have 70 or 80 play.
Right. 1st and 10, 3:29 to go. Kevin Scott. Clock keeps running. He is inbounds and down at about the 46-yard line.
Yeah, the other thing that time of possession does, it keeps your defense fresh. Just look at this Saint defense. They've been swarming all day. I mean, here it is, 3 minutes left to go, and they got guys diving all over the field.
Under 3 minutes now. Aikman, right side. Oh, fine pass, and what a timing pattern. That ball was only 5 yards, it seemed, away from Urban when he made his turn.
It looked like a ball that Aikman just drops in Urban's hands, doesn't it? Watch him. He's right there in the sideline. He has to stay in, and he just dropped it in there. That's a perfect throw.
That's got to be one of the tough throws a quarterback makes.
Aikman has made some tough throws today. Aikman has made some great throws today. It's not going to look like it statistically.
Brian Ford hurries on, hurries off. Aikman, 167 yards. 1st down 10. That last play was just terrific. Michael Urban, Troy Aikman. 1st down and 10. Blitz. Incomplete. Clock stops at 2:45 to go. Walter Johnson, number 90.
He was the guy that rushed him. Walter Johnson had a free shot at him and misses him. Watch, he's going to come from the outside right here at the bottom of the screen. Watch him here. He has a free shot. Whoa! Aikman gets away and gets rid of that ball. But Johnson still wants him. Talk about a frustrating thing for a defensive guy is to get the guy having zeroed in, then miss him, then have to chase him.
2nd down, 10. Cowboys have their 3 timeouts left if they choose to use them. Outside rush, Aikman pulls up. He'll run it. And has a 1st down at the 20-yard line. 3 long touchdown drives by the New Orleans Saints, 2 in the 1st half and 1 in the 2nd half, plus a punt return of 56 yards by Derek Shepard. All of that has led to a New Orleans 28-0 lead over the Dallas Cowboys with 2:37 remaining in the ball game. The Saints working on their first shutout ever in the opening game of the year. The Cowboys were last shut out in 1985 by the Chicago Bears. They're trying to avoid being shut out for the first time ever. And this is as deep as they have been in New Orleans territory all afternoon. 1st and 10 at the 20. The draw play, Herschel Walker, no. Pat Swoops, number 69, makes the tackle. Walker now with 8 carries for 10 yards.
Hey, there was just nothing there on that thing. Watch him here. They're trying to open up the formation and then get the Saints to rush and think that they can think it's a pass rush and break the draw by him.
Aikman. On a rope. Incomplete. Cornell Burbage bobbling it as he went out of bounds. And again, Robert Massey in the area. John?
I think Massey has been impressive today. You know, we looked at those updates and some of these great rookies that started, and most of them will be offensive players because you notice those guys more. But I'll tell you, I've been impressed all day with Robert Massey and the job he's done at left corner. Quarterback is a tough position to start in the NFL. Probably the next toughest position is cornerback on defense.
2:01 to go in the ball game. 3rd and 12. Deep in the left corner, Irvin. It's a touchdown. If the play stands, the flag is down as well. is a flag at the 25.
And that's in the area where they call holding on the offensive tackle.
Holding. Dallas wipe it out.
Probably on the right tackle, Dave Waddell, who's in there now for Kevin Gogan. Waddell's number 78.
Number 78, offense, third down.
Watch him here. He's the right tackle right there in the bottom of the screen. See him? He's blocking 90. See the hole right there? He grabbed him with his left hand, and you could see the 0 and the 90 come down.
2-minute warning. It's 28-0, New Orleans. U.S. Open men's singles final. Levon Lendl and Boris Becker and Bobby Hebert might hurry home and watch a little bit of that. He's had a heck of a day. 3rd and 22 after the holding call. 28-0 the score. Aikman. Gone at the 20. That'll bring up a 4th down. From the 20, 1:42 to go. Vaughn Johnson makes the tackle, and the Cowboys use a timeout. Bring up to date on baseball here in September as the pennant races tighten. Toronto and Cleveland tied at 4 in the 6th inning. Minnesota leading Kansas City 3-0 in the 5th. The Rangers jump out to an early start over Baltimore 7-1 in the 3rd. New York and Oakland play later, and Boston and California play later. Those are the American League scores. In the National, Philadelphia leads Montreal in the 6th 3-1. Pittsburgh over New York 4-1 in the 9th inning. St. Louis over Chicago 1-0 in the 6th. San Francisco leads, and Indianapolis trailing San Francisco 30-17 in the 4th quarter. The Rams defeated Atlanta today. Jim Hebert with a big day. Chicago does come back to lead Cincinnati now 17-14. Tampa Bay over Green Bay, a final score. Phoenix defeats Detroit by 3, 16-13. 4th and 10 for the Cowboys now at the New Orleans 20-yard line. Intercepted by Brett Maxey.
Shotgun, you see Aikman backing off. He's looking all the way out there. Brett Maxey, he's the nickel package back. He comes in with a 5 and 6 defensive back, gets a good read on Aikman. You see right now he starts to look. Now Maxey can jump. Now he makes his move, and then he gets the jump on the ball and comes up with the interception. He just sits back there and reads the quarterback's eye.
Cowboys have never been shut out on opening day. The Saints have never shut out anybody on opening day. And on Paul Frazier. Robert Williams got knocked out of the play by Lonzel Hill. And Ray Horton has to come over and make a tackle after a 21-yard gain by Frazier.
You know, the interesting thing about this Frazier is they're going to have all the statistics, and he'll probably be the rookie leading statistic guy. And guys are getting millions of dollars and draft choices and sign of visiting. This guy's a free agent, and they're going to say, who's this guy? Where'd this guy come from? What are these numbers he's had?
79 yards for the afternoon and his first touchdown. He gets a rest now.
He'll gain more yards than Barry Sanders.
And Herschel Walker.
Those guys have Heisman trophies in their closets.
First down and 10. Flag down. Hayward to the 42-yard line. Jack Del Rio and Jim Dombrowski reacquainting themselves. They were once teammates.
Dombrowski'd have to take him one-handed. You can't use that thumb where they just put the a new tendon in there. I think I'd take Dombrowski. I mean,
I would too.
He'd cover poor Del Rio like a blanket.
First down.
With a name that long, you better have a big bat.
Troy Aikman, 17 of 35 for 180 yards and 2 interceptions. One came at the end of the first half. So that's the way his figures will read at the end of his first game as a pro. Herschel Walker with 10 yards on 8 carries. 49ers still leading Indianapolis 30-24. We've got 39 seconds to go. Coming up next, men's final. Yvonne Lendl against Boris Becker. And off to the right side. That's Frazier again. Coordinating producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles H. Milton III. Today's game produced by Robert D. Stenner, directed by Sandy Grossman, and the executive producer of CBS Sports, Ted Shaker.
This Saint team is getting a standing ovation, Verne.
First time the New Orleans Saints have ever shut out anybody on opening day. It is only the 5th time in the Saints' history they have started out 1-0. They dominate in every possible way today en route to a 28-0 victory over Jimmy Johnson and the Dallas Cowboys.